I'm back. It is, what is it, 27th now? Going to be hitting 27th trading day. Let's go over a few things. Let me go ahead and put in the comments till then so you guys can join in, see whatever the hell is going on. I want to see if this is better or this is better. Let's see if this works. Let's try this today. All right. Okay. So we got this stuff going on. We're just going to wait for a few minutes for it to get everybody in. Let me just put in the pinned comment. It's going to be fun though. Oh, wow, it's raining. Okay. We got the pinned comment. Mm, we put this up on Twitter as well, so everyone from Twitter can join us as well because we're already live. So might as well put it out there. So we got all of that. Markets have been doing pretty well, man. We got the Nasdaq going higher. We got most of these guys going higher. Everything's looking good. No more tweets, no more bad news, none of this shit. Looks like we can move higher, right? Don't see that much of an issue at this moment. Mm, cool, cool, cool. All of that looks great. 20 to 400 on the Nasdaq was taken out, so that is good news. Let's also keep going. Let's figure out. Let's see. Go ahead and vote, please, everybody that's joining in. Drop in and say hi, so I know who's in the chat, who's not. It's okay if it's your first time. Just go ahead and say hi. All right. It's an early Friday morning for me, so I'm enjoying the pretty shitty weather that I'm in right now. But yeah, it is what it is. Uh, I am looking at the markets heading way higher. I think 23,000 on the index could be seen pretty soon. Could be a lot higher, maybe a 10 to 15. So welcome to Signal and Sentiment, everybody. Go ahead and subscribe. I want you guys coming on the live pretty often. I do a live before the market opens and a live after the market closes as well. This is the live after the market closes. We have one tomorrow as well. So drop in to the chat. Go ahead and vote. There's a poll on that you're going to be seeing on your live feed as well. So go ahead, select. The question says markets at all-time highs. What are you doing? Buying the breakout, waiting for a pullback, shorting this rally, or just watching with popcorn? So it's going to be fun. Drop in, do the bit. I will appreciate a subscribe, and I will remember. Also, go into the chats and say hi. I want to know what's going on up there as well. I want to know who's here, what's going on, how's it going before I start and give my breakdown on the market and what's been happening ahead. Right. For everyone that's wondering where I am, I'm currently in Bali. Next week, Singapore. 3 weeks from now, Dubai. So if you guys are in any of these three places, let me know. We will catch up. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's see what's happening with the market. I have the link already put up on Twitter. So there is a team that does this, though they're not very great at it. It is what it is, right? Anyways, everyone, please drop in, put in the vote. Let me know. A subscribe would be great. Go ahead and also vote in the poll. I want to know what's your best stock. Even if you've never invested, go ahead and just let me know what is your current view on the market. What do you think? Do you think shit's gonna hit the fan, or is it gonna get worse for the markets? What's gonna happen? Is Trump going to be tweeting? You know, you haven't really seen too many tweets from him coming out, so I'm actually been happy about that fact. You got a guy that's not tweeting. Job well done. I don't really think we have issues when it comes to that because these days bad news is pretty decent, right? There was some news about Trump giving away $30 billion to Iran, so I don't know what the hell that is, but I don't know what that money stuff that's currently going on between them. I have this thing, I have this analogy that I've figured out. The guys who he hates the most is also the guys who he loves the most. After all of this bombing the living daylights out of them, I think he started hating Israel after that. And now, I mean, not hating, but hating is a strong word, but disliking Israel and liking Iran because he's just like, okay, now go ahead and buy your oil from China, do what you want. You guys are great. I like y'all. Do this. I'm like, dude, we just bombed the living daylights out of them. And then we're like, nah, doesn't look like it's going to be that kind of a party. But yeah, fair enough. Anyways, go ahead and vote, please. I want to know what's happening in the poll. Let me also go ahead and vote. Why haven't I voted yet? I don't know why that's happening. Okay, drop in, say hi. It is morning for me here. It's about uh, 5 minutes to 8 a.m. So for everyone in America, it is about 5 minutes to 8 p.m. for them. So that's that. All right. Okay. Let's see what else is going on. Okay. So I had this discussion with Sean yesterday. I don't know how many of you tuned in for the live there, but it was a pretty fascinating discussion because it involved figuring out how is it that breakouts usually happen? How is it that markets go into all-time highs? And then how do they react from there? A small little gist on that is I don't want to go down for 1 hour talking about it. I've done enough of that, so you can go and check. There's another video that's come up. It's about real estate versus stocks, as well as another video that's come out as to how markets react on all-time highs. So go watch that as well. That is interesting. It's about one of them is about 5 minutes long, and the other is about 45 minutes. So choose whatever you like. If you're really into finance, you can just go there, and you should be able to get a few of your questions answered. Anyways, what the hell happened to Nike? What in the world happened to Nike? We're going to go over that earnings. I knew there were earnings coming out, but I didn't expect these earnings to be that kind. But stocks up 10%? 10%? Really? Okay. Let's see what it's doing in overnight markets. Must be up like 8 9%, maybe more. Let's go check. Hmm. Interesting. 10.49 as of now in after hours. So $69.12. This thing was trading at 60 exactly yesterday. So be that as it may, for everyone that's out here trying to think what's happening with Nike. But yeah, it's just insane. It's just a big move, man. It has been pretty good for Nike. Let me just be honest about it. They've done a good job. They are doing a good job. So let's give them that. Uh, okay, let's go over a few more things. Let's find out what else do we have to do here. Okay, let's go over a few news things. Then we'll go over the market, and then we'll break down Nike's earnings as well, because that's what we want to do. Actually, let me do the market first. Let me just give you a brief. 22,447.29 on the index. So we were up about 209 points on the index. So that's pretty good, right? Not a bad number at all. So we are looking at some form of an improvement in that figure. Let's see. Israel's defense minister says Iran will be asked to hand over its highly enriched uranium. Oh, yeah, right, sure. Okay. The Dow was up also a percent. That was very good. 43,386. So, how close are we on the Dow to break out? 3.87% before we make a new high on the Dow Jones. So, that's a good move. Okay. What else is going? What else is going on? What else is going on? Russell was up about 1.68%. We're 13.55% away from an all-time high. So just to let you know, everyone that's been saying that there's going to be no bull market, here it is. The S&P also made a new high today. No, it's about 0.1% higher. So 0.1% to go. 4 months back, it made a new high. So that should be happening. The Nasdaq continues to make a new high. Uh, 22, what was the high for us? 22,447 is where we closed. 22,466 is the high. So that's looking good. Possibly we should be able on our way to going towards the 22,500 today, maybe even higher. So let's see. Let's see what happens. This it does seem like the bull market is going to strengthen. It does seem like the bull market is continuing, even though most people are pessimistic on everything that's happening, be it the Middle East, be it wars, be it I don't know what else is going on in this world. Everything that's happening, everyone's just shitting in their pants. Stocks are going up. Sorry, guys, stocks are going up. Now you can either be part of this party and make money with us, or you could just think of things as doomsday and keep worrying. Right? Either of them, whatever works for you, do it. If making money and understanding how things work is your flavor, go ahead and subscribe and keep joining us for the lives. Even if you don't want to subscribe, don't subscribe, but just go ahead and join us for the lives. What's more important is to be joining in for the lives. Right. Okay, so we got a brief on the market. Let me go see what happened to the dollar index and the bond yield. Here's the thing, the 10-year bond yield is still collapsing, 4.246 on the 10-year bond yield. So it is doing really, really well. Right. The administration does want a lower 10-year bond yield, and it is getting that. The bond yield is coming lower and lower. At the moment, 4.24. Are we at monthly lows? The last time we were here was in May, right? So this is a 2-month low that's being seen. If we're able to break down below 4.1, we should be on our way down to 3.8, and that would be picking up a lot of steam when it comes to the housing market improving. Remember, the 10-year bond yield is what affects the housing market because that's the mortgage rates that you get. Anyways, let's go ahead. Let's see a few more things. I wanted to see what's happening with the dollar index, right? The dollar index is steady at 97,360. It's not good though. It has been falling all the way from 99, 100 down to about 97.3. So it has been on its trajectory lower. So just saying, keep a watch on these kind of things. You want to be in a scenario where you are seeing improvement in the dollar as well. You don't want the dollar to be completely collapsing. It's not worth the hassle. Remember, there is a video that I did put out a few days back. So let me just share those links as well with you guys. You guys can watch it whenever you're free, or if you're not free, watch it now. I don't care. Go ahead and watch it. It's two of topics that I've been talking about since quite a while. One is about what was this one about? It's about why most people stay poor and how you can get out of that rut. It does require some amount of sacrifice, but not a lot. So everyone can do it. You should be seeing the link out there in your chat at this moment. There you go. Those are the two videos that have come out recently. You guys can go click on them, watch them. One is about 5 minutes, and the other one is about what's it, 6 minutes. So it's not going to take up too much of your time. It might just be 10 to 12 minutes of your best time that you've spent in all day. All right. So enjoy yourselves there. Let me go ahead and see what else is going on here. Okay, we have that. We have that. We have that. Great. So let's go ahead, guys. Let's see what else do we have on the plate for today. The USD JPY has come down. It's okay. That's fine. We have some data coming out today, right? That is not going to be pretty intense for us. But let me just go see what's there. There is going to be some amount of data that comes out. It is going to be core PCE. It is an important number. It is going to tell us exactly how inflation has been doing. Keep in mind, inflation has been falling like a rock. The interest rates have to come down from the Fed. I don't know when it's happening. My bet 25 basis points in July, right? If you agree or don't agree, put it in chat. Let me know. My bet 25 basis points. You've seen San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly come in and say that the data is supportive of a cut. You have seen Christopher Waller come and said, yes, supportive of a cut. Three, Michelle Bowman, she's a Republican candidate. She's been chosen by Trump. She's come out and said, that she's supportive of a cut. So you are going to get people that are going to come and dissent against Powell this time. And when that happens, you are going to start seeing the markets reacting to that, because possibly instead of having two cuts this year, you might be having 3 to 4 cuts this year. That is being discounted by the market as we speak, not completely, which is the reason why you can possibly see markets go way higher than where they are at this moment. That's my monologue on the federal rates that should head lower. Okay, let's go see a few more things. How was the breadth? So the Russell had great breadth yesterday. Advanced declines were amazing. Same with the S&P 500. It's very good with the Nasdaq as well. So you are seeing the markets improve bit by bit. Underlying strength, right? It's something that I call as dollar ADD, which is basically advancing stocks and declining stocks, right? You have been seeing that heading higher, so which is actually exceedingly beneficial when you see that happen. Okay, let's go ahead and see what's happening. I look at something called as the HGX, which is the housing market index. It has been languishing about 30% lower than its all-time high, so it's not really doing pretty well. But if the market does improve and you do see the 10-year bond yields head lower, some of these guys could be pretty interesting. Remember, some of these guys could be the reasons why you see big breakouts happen in housing stocks, because the housing sector is defined by the 10-year bond yield, the mortgage rates. If the mortgage rates improve, you are going to be seeing the housing sector pick up. The housing sector picks up, construction spending picks up, construction jobs pick up, people start making more money, people start leveraging more on housing, and you get a new cycle. That's the bull market in housing that can happen, which can make a bull market in equities continue. Remember that. So, in order for the bull market and equities to continue, you need a lower 10-year bond yield, and the only way of getting that is better economic data, lower interest rates. So, I'm part of the camp that it's high time that Jerome Powell reduces interest rates by 25 basis points. Anyway, we don't have too many people listening to us when it comes to whether Jerome Powell should cut or no, but all said and done, it is what it is. Okay, so we're getting PCE today. For everyone that doesn't know what PCE is, it's the change in price of goods and services that have been purchased by consumers, excluding food and energy. So if the prices of things which are, and services obviously, that are being purchased by an everyday American, is it going up or down? Is PCE index. So we're trying to see if that number drops. Uh, Maybe we get a 0.1% again. That would be very beneficial. Again, talking about the fact that if you are seeing a 0.1% on PCE, it clearly means that you are seeing inflation dropping like a rock. Also, remember, shelter and housing inflation was the largest component that was affecting the inflation numbers. Now that's been dropping like a rock as well. So you are going to start seeing that come through as well. So that's a good move. Anyways, one of the other stocks that I was looking at was Chime, CHYM. That shit fell from 44 down to like 30, no, down to like 28 after their IPO. 28's gone to about 33. So it's had a decent move already. Let's see what happens with that. I'm not sure if they can continue with this move, but uh, maybe it goes back to 45. You know, you've seen a lot of these IPOs. Once they get a bit crazy on the way up, they can just keep going. Look at something like CoreWeave. Look at something like what was the other one? Circle, right? So those have been going up like crazy. Circle was up about 7% yesterday. CoreWeave down about 0.89. So it's fallen from $187 to about 158, which is not that bad in the grand scheme of things. Okay, we have some company that came out with earnings other than Hog Financial Services. I don't know what they do, but anyways, doesn't matter. Oh, they're based in Australia, so that's why. Fascinating. Okay, so we're done with most of these indexes that we had to talk about. Current futures bucket shows 23.4 points up on the Nasdaq, so still looks like it's going to head higher. You're looking at the volatility index. Pretty much, as of yesterday, it made a new low. All the way back, this low was made in February 2025. Before all of this tariff nonsense, that's when we made the new low. That's when we made the similar low, or about 15, 16 on the volatility index. So looks good, right? We're getting uh, Canadian GDP data coming out at 8:30 p.m. today as well. So that should also be helping us figure out how the Canadian economy is doing. Okay, okay, okay. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. So Trade Desk did get some form of a. I mean, it had a downgrade. So that was because of Wells Fargo deciding that okay, Trade Desk is not doing anything great anymore. So yeah, we'll just downgrade them. Anyways, Trade Desk is one of the best companies in the market. Do remember that. What they're doing with digital advertising is when you watch Netflix, Spotify, Disney, Hulu, whatever the hell you watch, right? You see ads there. The ads that come to you is based on the Trade Desk model, which gives a real-time analysis to the viewer as well as to the advertiser as to which ad should be shown to which consumer. What they do at the back end is fascinating because that's the only way that you're able to make money as a streamer, right? So Trade Desk has been doing phenomenally well as a company. They had 33 quarters of beat and raise guidance, right? Pretty much beating all of their guidance. They had one quarter that was not a beat. So they basically did not beat by a few $1 million. Now, remember, this company is about a $40 billion company or a $20 billion company, $33 billion company. So they just missed by a few million USD, right? On a 33 billion B, right? They got the three commas. That kind of a party is what they're in. Anyways, so all said and done, they beat that. And I was so sure of the fact that the founder led company that's there is going to eventually flip and get back to doing what's best, which is them running their company at great levels of efficiency. And they were able to do that. And the stock rallied all the way. It fell all the way from 141 on this bad news to down to 42, right? So 42 is now at about 68, 69. I think this year you should see a triple digit number. Maybe even it could break 94. And if it does break those levels, we're going to head back to 100, 120, right? Okay. Let's go and see something else, guys. Okay, let's go over all of the news that happened in the previous day. Uh, let's see. Kathy Wood and Ark Invest sold 33,000 shares of Coinbase today. So let's go see what's happening with Coinbase. I knew it's on a crazy run. I'm not sure if that continued or it didn't continue. Okay, it did continue. 5% again. 375. So that shit's been pretty much flying, right? It has 52% return in a month, in a single month. Anyways, that just looks great for them, right? It's, I don't know how that's happening, but it's happening pretty well. So good for them. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's see a few more things. Let's see what else is going on. Yes. For all of you that are like new here, just go ahead. You can say hi. You can go into the poll, vote. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Okay. Israeli Defense Minister says Iran will be asked to hand over its highly enriched uranium. Okay, they should have just asked. They didn't need to bomb, right? They could have just asked. Maybe they do give it. All you had to do was ask. Okay. Hmm. Google is launching a new AI function in Sheets, Google Sheets, to help you generate text to fill out parts of your sheet. What? Okay. Anyways, uh, Dollar falls to a 3-year low as Trump plots to sabotage Federal Reserve chair. Now that's going to affect them. But I think, you know what, eventually next year this shit's going to solve by itself. The dollar has plunged to its weakest level in 3 years amid reports that Donald Trump is plotting to undermine the chair of the Federal Reserve. The US president is considering naming his chosen successor to Jerome Powell by September or October, according to Wall Street Journal. So let's see how that works out. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they're going to eventually get someone in there who's going to basically do whatever they want him to do, rather than get someone who's going to actually be there in order to decide on policy, right? So you have a squeeze in copper at the London Mercantile Exchange, so that's been affecting copper pricing. Have you guys even gone and seen platinum? Platinum's been on a rally like no tomorrow. Like if you actually go and see platinum, it's XPT USD. It has just been one-way street all the way for it. Right? It was at about 7th of April. That's when the tariffs new taken off. 886. It's now at 1414. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. Okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead. Let's see. Hmm. Three OpenAI researchers have now been poached by Meta. So Meta's been making some money off that, right? OpenAI did come out and say, I mean, Sam Altman came out and said that he's pretty sure that at least so far, none of our best people have decided to take them up on that. So, uh, so basically, Zuck has acquired the whole OpenAI Zurich office, right? They don't even want to wait for their OpenAI equity to vest. Wonder how big Meta's signing bonus is. But I'm guessing they would have made some crazy money, right? This is Zuck's recruiting strategy. If you can't beat them, just buy the whole bloody office, right? So that's what he's done when it comes to the Zurich office, right? So okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Uh, so pretty much stocks are back at new highs, and all the same strategists that cut their targets in April are now increasing them. That is something that I've been seeing pretty much. I've been saying this on the live at least a month back. So everyone that was subscribed to us would know this, that a month back, even on the live, I was saying that these are the same guys that are coming and cutting their targets and making it lower. This time, the targets are going higher again. So we came into 2025 expecting a 12 to 15% gain, and we never wavered on that concept. So we've stuck by that. I still believe we're going to be heading there. So make sure that you are part of our clan or our cult, whatever it is. Let's say Nike stock surges as company forecasts smaller sales, profit drops while tariff costs nearly $1 billion. Nike said today it expects tariffs will cost it $1 billion in its current fiscal year before price increases and supply chain shifts. Okay. France's Macron. If 10% US tariffs stayed, Europe would have to impose equivalent compensation on US industries. Okay. Trump is considering naming Powell's third Fed successor as early as this summer. Names in the mix so far is Kevin Walsh, former Fed governor, Christopher Waller, former Fed governor or current Fed governor, Kevin Hassett, he's the National Economic Council director, and Scott Bessent, US Treasury Secretary. I don't really think Scott Bessent's going to become Kevin Hassett. It could be Walsh or Christopher Waller, one of the two. I am more likely on the concept that it would be Waller. So, uh, let's see. Um, EU Commission President von der Leyen says the EU is ready to strike a trade deal with the US, but says the bloc will also be prepared if no deal is reached. Okay. Mm, okay, the US and China have finalized a trade understanding reached last month in Geneva. Lutnick on Bloomberg says that deal was signed and sealed 2 days ago. Okay. We also have news that Trump, while hosting the big beautiful event at the White House, did come out and say that US signed a trade deal with China yesterday. So looks like it's been signed. But it's not going to have that much of an effect because remember, we've been running on this news and the market has been going high. Okay, we have some news on Nike that was coming out. So Nike says that new tariffs will add $1 billion in costs. Nike expects FY26 gross margins to take 75 basis points hit from tariff, which is nothing. It's okay. But obviously, the numbers have been reducing because they've not been doing that well. So now hopefully they do end up doing better. So let's see. Uh, okay, let's see. Trying to see if we have some more data. So Nasdaq 100 hit an all-time high. It was down less than 20% 3 months ago. More than 20%. I think it was right about 20%. These sharp rallies tend to be bullish always, right? Even a month later, a week later, 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later. Let's see what happens this time. It could possibly be a year later, we could be up a lot, but let's see. US Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick confirms the US China trade deal was signed 2 days ago. The deal includes rare earths, with China agreeing to supply to them to the US. Jeff Bezos' wedding in Venice will cost 50 million. Okay. I thought it would be a lot more, but okay. Yeah, as of now, I don't think the market actually moved that much because no one really trusts what's going on from the White House when they're saying that, okay, we signed a deal. Because the time we don't see it in paper, we're all going to be like, okay, let's see. European leaders agree to extend sanctions on Russia for another 6 months. Okay. Nike CEO comes out and says, we expect business results to improve from here. Sportswear industry continues to operate under geopolitical and tariff uncertainty, but looks like that's going to get stalled. So we're fine with that. Okay. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Now, this is one thing. The revenge tax that was there in the big, beautiful bill was making a lot of international investors worried, as well as domestic, in US Treasuries, given how much international holders are dead buyers of America, right? So, based on this progress and understanding, Scott Bessent has said that he's asked the Senate and the House to remove the Section 899 protective measure from consideration. Looks like that's going to be bullish for the markets as well, and for the bond yields to head lower. If the bond yields head lower, the equity markets go higher. It's just the way it works. Mm, 2 hours back, we did have reports of a possible drone strike that took place in a high-rise skyscraper that was housing senior officials of the IRGC and or nuclear scientists. No one's claimed responsibility, but panic is already spreading throughout Iranian channels on Telegram about Mossad and Israeli special forces still being on the ground in Iran. So maybe it could be worse. Who knows? Let's see. Who do we have here? Okay, okay, okay. Mm, so currently, this is what the market is signaling: zero chance of recession, no tariff damage, more reprieves at minimum, peace in the Middle East, passage of the big beautiful bill, Fed to start cutting rates right away, and a go for growth Powell replacement that's going to be coming ahead. Equities have been repriced to being a riskless asset in the same risk bucket as T-bills and treasuries. Do I think that's going to continue? Yes, I think it's going to continue because a lot of people are still pessimistic. That's how it is. Technicals are still largely positive. AI usage is ramping. Everyone's been using it. I know the amount of people that have now shifted to Chat GPT from Google or anything else and using it a lot more for their stuff. Right. So Trump says the US has taken in 88 billion in tariffs. Trump says officially signed trade deal with China. Okay. I don't know how much of that is going to be true, how much of that's not going to be true. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Texas Instruments going to spend $60 billion in US. So Trump says on Powell, we have to fight this guy, right? Would have been helpful if the Fed lowered interest rates. Would be helpful if person at Fed would lower interest rates. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but it doesn't look good when what's going on there is not really. It says everybody wants to make a deal with the US. We're not going to make a deal with everybody. Signed with China yesterday. We have. What does he mean by we're not going to make a deal with everybody? That's the point of all of these tariffs. We have one thing coming up with India. So I'm guessing the stuff with India should work out. Let's see. Just signed deal with China on Wednesday. Have one coming up with India. So most likely the one with India should go through. This is good news for Nike, right? Inventories for Nike were 7.5 billion, which is flat compared to the prior year. So let's go over Nike for a few things. Let's see if there is more news that comes in from Nike. Uh, while our financial results are in line with our expectations, they are not where we want them to be. Moving forward, we expect our business to improve. Okay, we're going to break down Nike anyways live. So let's see. The revenue expected was 10.72 billion. It came in at 11.10 billion. While our financial results are in line with our expectations, they are not where we want them to be. Moving forward, we expect our business to improve as a result of the progress we're making through our win now actions. There's something coming up with Kim Kardashian and Nike, right? The Skims thing. So they're going to be doing pretty well when they come on that front. I'm pretty sure that they're going to do that. S&P closes at a new all-time high, guys. So cheers to that. Okay, let's just break down Nike. They were estimates of revenue at 10.72 billion, came in at 11.1 billion. Adjusted EPS was expected to be 0.12 billion. It came in at 0.14 billion. Right. Okay, give me a second. Uh, Net income was expected at 185 million, came in at 211 million. Pre-tax profit estimated 233 million, came in at 318 million. Gross margins at 40.3, down about 4.4%. So I think that might turn. Let's see. What's the one? Nike owned stores for the first time had, I mean, in a long time, had it's been up plus 2% YOY. So that looks good. Let me go ahead and see. Did we see any form of selling and admin expenses? How bad were the expenses in all of this story? Right. That's actually going to be fun. Anyways, inventories has been flat. That is one good thing to see because that basically means that they've cleared out all of their inventory that they were worried about. So that's done. Okay. They've been buying back $202 million worth of shares. So that's been something that's been helping them out. Okay, this is their commentary. While our financial results are in line with expectations, they are not where we want them to be. Our sport offense realignment will accelerate win now actions to reposition the business for future growth. Q4 reflects the largest financial impact from our win now actions. We expect headwinds to moderate going forward and remain focused on what we can control. So, yeah. Nike's sport offense strategy to focus on key sports categories, storytelling, product completeness, whatever. Continued commitment to returning value to shareholders with consistent dividend growth and buybacks under the $18 billion authorization. So, okay, let's see. Mm. So who's this guy? There's some Tesla executive and Elon Musk lieutenant Omid Afshar. Okay. Slowing global demand. So apparently this been people. Afshar joined to the Tesla in 2017 as a project manager in the office of the CEO by closely aligning himself with Elon Musk's vision. Wait, did he get fired? Has reportedly dismissed Tesla's head of operations for North America just days before the end of the second quarter. He's an American citizen, was born to Iranian parents, is a student in University of California, whatever. Uh, he was appointed as the vice president of SpaceX. He was also behind Musk's high-profile acquisition of Twitter and its rebranding into X. Okay. Anyways, so he's left. He's maybe most likely going to go and start his own stuff. But be that as it may, we have bigger fish to fry. Anyways, the Magnificent Seven had a mostly green day today, led by Meta. Meta was up about 2.46%, so $726. And Amazon was up. What's Amazon on? Yeah, Amazon was up another 2.42%. So maybe they're celebrating his wedding. Who knows? Okay, so that should be good news. Hmm. Let's see what else is going on. Hmm. US Treasury Secretary, I asked Congress to remove Section 899 revenge tax from the tax bill. Okay, okay. Let's go. Let's see. After dialogue with other countries on the OECD global tax, we will announce a joint understanding among G7 countries that defends American interests. Okay, we have some news. The Council of Economic Advisors chair Stephen Miran says that Trump may extend the tariff deadline. So this shit is just going to continue for a while now. I guess that's just the way things flow now. So it's just going to keep going. He's like, I mean, you don't blow up a deal that's in process and making really good faith. So by dropping a tariff bomb in it. So I'm guessing that it's going to be an extension for most of the countries that are huge, and for the small ones who no one cares about, it's going to be bad. CoreWeave and talks to buy Core Scientific. So Core Scientific apparently had a huge move from what I remember. Uh, wasn't it supposed to be releasing earnings today? Yeah, up about 33%. Jesus Christ. So that seems to be CoreWeave buying Core Scientific. Maybe they're just buying it because they share the first name. Who knows? Okay. Anyways, it's a $5 billion company, $4.87 billion company. So that's what it's looking like at this moment. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Uh, trying to see if we have anything new that's going on in the market. Mm. I mean, there has been spending. So I've seen it not only just from Bank of America, but from other places as well, where they have been saying that there has been some form of spending that's been happening, wherein consumers have really ramped up their spending, and especially on autos and some other items as well. So let's see how that plays out, because I'm pretty sure that you are going to be seeing some form of a move higher in consumer spending. So that does look likely as a scenario. Not sure how that works out, but as of now, it looks pretty good. Okay, let's go ahead. Equity markets are soaring. Mm, bond yields are declining, and the US dollar is falling like a stone, unless all We are convinced that Fed is cutting rates next month. Something here does not smell right. David Rosenberg saying he's pretty much been a bear all this while. What happened to Uber's stock? Uber is up about 2.44% today, so it's hit 93.12. That's actually pretty good. Is that an all-time high for Uber? Okay, 94.38 was an all-time high, which was also hit today. So it is an all-time high for Uber. Hmm. What the hell happened to what? What the hell is Pony AI? Develops artificial intelligence-based robot designed whatever based in China. It's a $4.56 billion company, up about 11.98. So let's see what happens there. But at this moment, it looks like it's going to be an okay day for Pony AI, right? Anyways, guys, I don't think there's more. Uber is reportedly talks with former CEO Travis Kalanick to help fund his takeover of Pony AI. So maybe they get back together. Who knows? Okay, let's see. Apple changes policies for European app developers to avoid more fines. Okay, okay. Walmart to close Sam Club's e-commerce hub in Fort Worth. Okay, that's fine. Not like we care. Google launches Gemma 3N, a new on-device multimodal AI model. So let's see how that works out. I'm not sure if that works out pretty well. Okay, guys. So let's do one thing. Let's go ahead and do a live when we are closer to market open. Post the PCE numbers. We're good for now. We have a pretty good day that the way the markets ended. So let's wait and see what happens. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy your day. Have fun.